Season 9 semifinals for the SFL minor league action takes place here tonight in Albuquerque, New Mexico, as the Lexington Miners visit the Albuquerque Adams. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Daggs, and alongside me in the booth is the one and only Gerald Smith. Gerald, we called some semifinal action for the SFL. Now we're calling some semifinal action for SFLm.
Yeah, why not? Let's run it back and do it all over again, just on a different level.
Let's do it all again. We've got some great action tonight, looking to see who's going to head to the Season 9 championship game. We've got two of the best teams in the league. We've got number 2, Albuquerque, hosting number 3, Lexington. Both teams finishing the regular season at 7-5 and getting ready to take the field tonight as we see who is the first of 2 teams to go to the championship game. And Lexington's going to get a shot at it first on offense. They are set back to receive. Quarterback Ethan Flowers will take to the field first tonight to lead his offense out there. Had about a 51% completion percentage in the regular season, Gerald. 16 touchdowns, 25 picks. That was probably his one Achilles heel, if you will. Turned the ball over quite a bit, but we'll look to try to keep it clean tonight. Obviously leaned heavily on the running game of Deion James and Michael Grant Jr. throughout the regular season.
Yeah, he kind of threw the ball a little bit too much to the other teammate during, both sides of the season that they had the 2 halves. But I mean, here they are. I mean, look, they're doing some good here to have themselves in a semifinal game.
Absolutely,
with a chance to make a championship.
So here we go, coming out in an I formation for the first snap of the ball game, and Flowers will throw and completes over the middle for a nice gain. Getting upfield and getting that completion is the tight end, Jimmy Wint, who was also used heavily throughout the season on offense.
Yeah, he just ran kind of a seam route just right up the middle and got it right before the safeties right there, and already got themselves beyond midfield in Albuquerque territory. And look, oddly enough, on the very first play, they do it in the passing game.
3 wide receiver set here on first down already in Albuquerque territory. And our first run of the ball game comes into the hands of Deion James. The quarterback is Ethan Flowers. Deion James is that halfback. Kajoro Rivers is the fullback. John Olette, CJ Parrish, and Alexander West are your wide receivers. Jimmy Wint, Django West are the tight ends. Landon Stone at left tackle. Flowers rolls out left, throws down to the bottom. That one is incomplete. Tried to connect to Alexander West. 3rd down and 12 coming up.
Yeah, Mr. West got to do something a little bit better with his hands right there, right, as it goes out, because he had positioning and everything else, but also credit to the defender. Looked like Quimby, one of the corners right there, come in and hit him right as the ball got there. So a very, very early 3rd and long for the Miners.
4 receivers set, linebacker blitz. Flowers has time in the pocket, throws over the middle, completes for the first down, finds the connection up to the 25-yard line. CJ Parrish, the one with the catch.
Yeah, CJ Parrish, I mean, he's a player that did some good during the season. He had over nearly 1,000 yards receiving and 6 touchdowns, and come up with a big catch to get themselves probably right here in field goal range.
Yeah, averaging about 86 yards a game is CJ Parrish. Alexander West right behind him at about 82 yards a game. So keep an eye on both of them to make a difference in this one. Going back down to the ground and running for about 2 yards. Coleman, 2nd down and 8. Take a look at that Albuquerque Adams defense. On the defensive line, you got Lucas Gilbert, Seth Harrison, and Eli Calvert. Linebackers are Seth Berlin, Dylan Bamsler, and Sonny Sky. The secondary, Dustin Takasi, Maxwell Quimby, Dundas Telecarne, and look at this run. Sullivan Tyson is the free safety. That tackle made by number 25. Nice pickup by Deion James.
Yeah, Deion James just got really good blocking right there, right as the fullback goes through. Fullback kind of got outrun by the defender right there, but still, Deion James able to pick up a huge chunk and get themselves right almost inside the 10 at the 12.
Back down to the ground they go. Met right at the line this time. 2nd down and 10 after Seth Berlin gets a nice stop. Good opening drive so far for Lexington.
Yeah, very good. It was, a little bit different than what we've seen like Albuquerque kind of do, right? Albuquerque typically, kind of, smaller teams, at least the last game we called just a couple weeks back. Oh,
James looking a little gassed, I should say, on that one. 3rd down and 10. He's hit back at the line. Back-to-back plays with no gain. 3rd down and 10 coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see right here. I mean, are we going to see another, C.J. Parrish sighting right here, or maybe Alexander West? Those are 2 leading receivers on this Lexington offense.
Flowers, end zone, and it's nearly picked off. Pass is incomplete, but nearly taken away. Maxwell Quimby in the area.
Yeah, Sullivan Tyson was there as well, getting right up in there. Looked like Sullivan Tyson got his hands on the ball first, wasn't able to bring it down, but this is what Albuquerque has actually done, right? That we've actually seen in one of the last games that we called a couple weeks ago. They forced the team, a team would kind of get down there in that area, but they either force turnovers or force them into a field goal situation.
29-yarder from the right hash. Kick is on its way, and it is barely good inside the left upright. 10-play drive, 3 minutes off the clock, 56 yards, ending in a field goal. They got to feel good to at least get some points out of that one, Gerald, but potentially a little disappointed as that drive was really moving right along efficiently and then stalled out 3 plays in a row with no gain.
Yeah, because they actually looked like they were going down there in a fast and in a hurry and got a couple of big chunk plays. And then Albuquerque kind of stiffened up and kind of, shut down their run right down a 2nd down play, and then ended up shutting down a pass there, forcing a field goal. So it's what Albuquerque's kind of done in the second half of this season.
Now the high-powered Albuquerque offense coming out onto the field for the first time this evening is a nice kick return by 82. Brings them into a great starting field position up at about their own 40-yard line. Roquan Dots, the quarterback here for the Albuquerque Adams. Good season for him, about 62% completion percentage, just under 2,700 yards. Positive touchdown interception ratio, Gerald, which, in this league is not a common thing, as weird as it might seem. 16 touchdowns to only 11 picks.
Yeah, and he's got one of better completion percentage, too. He's like right at 62% completion of his passes as well.
Jacob Morrison, the halfback for Albuquerque, only picking up 2 that time, but an impressive pickup for them in the second half of the minor league season as he joined the dev team from the SFL champion Mexico City Aztecs, now looking to probably, I would assume, be one of the only players in the history of both leagues to try to win a championship in the SFL and then a minor league championship a couple weeks later. That one nearly picked off. The defender jumped right out in front of that one, and 3rd down and 8 coming up.
Yeah, like look, and speaking of Jacob Morrison, right? He's been with Albuquerque this second half of the season. He has 5 games under his belt, rushed for 665 yards, 6 touchdowns, averages 133 yards on the ground a game.
Yeah.
If you compare that to Deion James, who's got 738 over the course of a full 11-game season, so that's pretty impressive for Morrison.
Yeah, averaging 133 a game. That's pretty good. Dots on 3rd down, rolls out right, throws back left into triple coverage, and gets a gift. As a flag comes out on the play, they're going to call pass interference and a free 1st down and a big pickup of yardage for Albuquerque. It's going to go all the way up to Lexington 34. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, and Iggy Turner was right there. I guess he got there a little bit early. May have slightly knocked him off of his route, but it was a just enough where the referees will call that, and you hate to see that for them, right? They forced a 3rd and long right there and seemingly got out the field, but it's not to be with the pass interference call. They gotta wait. You gotta wait just a little bit.
Dots to throw, swings this one up to Morrison. He's great in the pass game too on these swing routes. Picks up about 13 yards right there. Steps out of bounds at the 20.
I do think in this game right here, Morrison for the Adams is going to be the X factor, and that's going to have to be a player as well that this Lexington defense is actually going to have to try and account for each time he's on the field, because if you're always chasing him from behind or even trying to tackle him with one person, it's just not going to happen with him. I mean, we've seen it so many times over the course of this second half of the season. So Lexington is going to have their work cut out for them if they plan on shutting down a player like Morrison.
Offset I formation in the backfield now from the 19. They gave him credit all the way up inside the 20. So inside the red zone we go. Dots, he's going to take it himself. Runs, gets only back to the line. They're actually going to spot him with a 1-yard loss as he's tackled by Logan Thompson for a loss. Let's take a look at that starting Albuquerque offense. Roquan Dots, the quarterback. Jacob Morrison and Chevy Monte Carlo are the halfbacks. Michael Goodman at wide receiver along with Clarence Lee. Tyler Gregory, the tight end, and Mango Moody at left guard. For defense on Lexington, you got Baron Wendt and May West on the defensive line. Logan Thompson and Casper Haddock along with Iggy Turner at linebacker. Hudson Cruz is the cornerback and Kev Say Jr. at safety. Second down and 11, back to the 20. Dots to throw. Does kind of a pirouette, connects with Gregory for the first touchdown of the ball game. Adams on the board and take the lead.
And as I'm watching it up here, I'm seeing this developed. I thought they was going to dump it off to the running back coming right out of the backfield there, but guess what? Not to be done. They throw it to one of their best pass catchers that they've had the second half of the season in Tyler Gregory in great position, snatches it out of the air before the defender has a chance to get to the ball, and now they put themselves in the lead by 4 pending this extra point.
Extra point pending indeed. So impressive opening drives by both teams getting points off of it. And high snap hauled in, and the extra point is good. Only a 5-play drive, so half the plays, but they got more yards half the time and got a touchdown out of the deal instead of a field goal. 4-point ball game. The difference now here halfway through quarter number 1. We've got 2 great games going on right now, Gerald. We've got number 2 Albuquerque hosting number 3 Lexington. Meanwhile, on the other channel, if you will, we've got the San Jose Flight. They are visiting the number 1 Nashville Tempo. Damon Simeon and Alex West on that call. If you get sick of us, you can click over there or switch between the two. I don't know. Whatever you want to do, choice is yours here on the Virtual Football Network.
Or if you're Glad Clausen, you're gonna watch all of them at the same time. I swear he has
he's everywhere
for a TV for every single SFL team, including the minor league.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, because he interacts with every single game.
I haven't seen him yet tonight, but there's still time. Flowers up top. That one is incomplete. Wow, could have potentially seen a flag there. Sakasi was draped all over Alexander West, but no call. Means nothing happened. 2nd and 10.
And we've actually seen Lexington take a little bit of a different approach here than what we kind of expected, right? We maybe expected them to run a little bit more, considering the struggles that their quarterback has in Flowers with his touchdown to interception ratio.
Flowers into coverage again. That one's also incomplete. Dustin Sakasi in the chat says, watching both. It's not really a matter about which one you're watching. You can watch them both, but you really only can listen to one. And that, my friends, is what I'm interested in finding out. Who are you listening to?
And as a Lake man would say, you just come for the football. You stay for the nonsense.
Stay for the nonsense. We're going to try to stay on task tonight. This is semifinal football. Flowers, incomplete. 3 passes, 3 incompletions. CJ Parrish, his intended target. That's who I'd go to on 3rd down as well if I needed that completion, but it didn't work out for him that time. So a very quick 3 and out. Gerald, I'm not even sure if 10 seconds clicked off the clock on that drive.
No, and I don't think so either, because it's pretty, I guess, difficult for me to see. Hey, Deion James has had a pretty successful minor league season, and on that drive right there, they didn't even try and attempt to run the ball. 3 straight passes of 10 yards or more, and all of them were incomplete.
Hudson Cruz says, he had to listen here to be able to respond, right? It's true.
And I really do think we interact with the chat more than most.
I try. Hey, listen, I love it. I love it because people are actually here and they're interacting, and I can't not interact back. Got swole adventures. Still want to know what adventures are swole, but we'll find out someday. Iggy in the chat. So talked about Sakasi already. Ethan Flowers there. Wade Phillips. J.W. Hart. He's always lurking somewhere. Quick pass by Dots, finds his target wide open. Michael Goodman with a nice connection, gets a immediate first down. And it's a statement like that, Gerald, that, Albuquerque just watched their defense pitch a 3-and-out to the Lexington offense. So what's Albuquerque's offense do? Immediately gets a first down.
Yeah, and it's all about momentum, right? And we can always point to in any football game, right? Point to a moment that where if it's a game that changed momentums at one point in the game where the momentum changed and then the game started going in a completely different direction. So, but Albuquerque's been doing their thing so far on both their drives.
2nd down and 4 after that 6-yard pickup by Morrison. Telecarne trying to get me to start saying words that are going to give me a stroke again, like we had last time we were on there. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm not even going to try to say that. No, just ignore it. It's just we're not interacting anymore. 2nd down and 4 offset. We're done.
Not with that word. It broke you last week.
Nope, it did. It totally broke. I don't know what happened. Monte Carlo, he gets a carry, only picks up a yard. 3rd down and 3 is Casper Haddock gets the tackle.
And look, and this is a very, very third and manageable right here for Albuquerque, right? But look, if this defense plan on stopping it right here, because look, and you know who got in the backfield right now is Jacob Morrison, and they're going to need more than one guy to bring him down. I would, if I'm Albuquerque and if I'm Lexington, I'm looking straight at Jacob Morrison on this play.
I would as well. Rarely ever goes down on tackle number 1. And see, just broke a couple. Did he get past the line? No. They'll say he got marked just a yard shy. Gold with the tackle actually pushed him towards the line to gain. And here at the 38-yard line, well outside field goal range. I was going to say I would go for it if I was them, and they are going to do that. Monte Carlo in the backfield, though. See if he's able to get it done. It's almost certainly a run play here. They do indeed hand it to Monte Carlo. Does he get it? He does, barely. And he smartly extends the arm past the line to gain before setting that ball down to make sure there's no question.
I did see Chevy in the chat, and he picked up that first down to keep this drive going. So, good for him. He didn't quite get a chunk of yards, but he got just what he needed to, keep his offense on the field.
Offset I formation once again for the Adams. Dots to throw. Oh, into coverage. Another tight play. Trying to get it back to Gregory. Could not haul that one in. 2nd down and 10.
Lexington, I'm assuming that they thought it may have been a run blitz. They sent a ton of people in on that last play to try and shut down a potential run. And credit to the Albuquerque offensive line, though. They picked every single person up.
Dots to throw on 2nd down. Looks cool as a cucumber there in the pocket. Had time, but ended up throwing it over the middle to Clarence Lee. Could not connect. 3rd down and 10 is another drive at risk of stalling out here.
Yeah, look, and Dots looked real comfortable as the pocket kind of came around him right there. He just overthrew his target just a bit, but they're gonna need somewhere between 5 to 8 yards right here to kind of put himself in field goal range.
Dots up
wide
top.
Open.
Yeah, wide open indeed, and inside the red zone we go as went right back to Clarence Lee, and that time was able to easily connect with him.
Yeah, and look, and I like the way they did it right here, right? What they did, they actually rolled out Dot to his right and actually started to kind of have somewhat of a drag type slant or post route kind of following behind him. People typically look actually where the quarterback is actually rolling out to, but Dot smartly looked back, knew he had that trailing wide receiver, and hit him right across the middle.
Pitch up top to Monte Carlo. He picks up some nice yards. 8-yard gain, setting up a 2nd down and 2 just outside the 10.
Yeah, and he had a very, very, very good blocking right there on the edge because they didn't, he didn't get touched until he got nearly to the 3rd level right there. So very, very good drive right here after converting on that 4th and 1.
Back down to Morrison. He's stuffed behind the line. Not only can he go nowhere, I almost think he lost a little bit there. They'll still say 3rd and 2. Is Morrison kind of looking at his arm like, what just happened?
Give Logan Thompson some credit right there. One of the very first people we've seen bring him down on first contact.
Monte Carlo picks up another 1st down for his squad. 1st down and goal, in fact, for Albuquerque, already out in front in this one, 7-3, and looking to get another touchdown on the board here.
What do? We see Jacob Morrison kind of get stuffed right at the line of scrimmage, and Monte Carlo comes in and says, "I got you, boo," and he picks up the yards needed to get them just inside the 5.
Final moment of quarter number 1 ticking away is now Morrison again stuffed behind the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and goal. I think that'll probably be the last play here in the first quarter from Albuquerque, New Mexico. SFLm Season 9 semifinal action underway here tonight. First quarter already in the books. Both teams finding ways to get some points on the board. Albuquerque just doing it a little bit better so far. 7-3. Albuquerque out in front, watching the Simulation Football Minor League semifinals on the Virtual Football Network. I'm Mike Daggs. He is Gerald Smith. Appreciate you all joining us tonight for the semifinals. Got San Jose at Nashville also going on. Keep you updated on that one as Jacob Morrison punches it into the end zone for a touchdown, and Albuquerque extends their lead.
Right in the blocking right there. And where do they run? They run right off the behind of Mango Moody right there at that left guard position. And what do? They actually score right there. So very, very big credit goes to that offensive line and Mango Moody for creating such an open space for the running back to run, because he wouldn't even touch until he got in the end zone.
Extra point is good, and Albuquerque out in front in this one, 14-3 over Lexington. Miners last week in the wild card round, able to get the win over the Pittsburgh Riverhogs, 28-24. They're gonna need some of that scoring magic that they had last week, Gerald. They're gonna get back into this one. Now down 2 scores early on.
Yeah, I mean for sure. Because right now, I mean what they had a nice drive going down there. It took 3 minutes, got down there, and they actually had to settle for a field goal. After they got pretty close. And what they did, their very next offensive drive, after they gave up a touchdown to Albuquerque, they came out, threw 3 straight passes, 3 incomplete passes, and went 3 and out. And Albuquerque just kind of comes right back and actually throws another touchdown on the board.
Lexington trying to get something going here. They'll stick down to the ground. Deion James with the carry. He'll pick up 1 yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. Meanwhile, over in Nashville, tempo out in front, 7. I don't even know what I'm reading, Gerald. That's a 3.
Yeah.
There's a 3 and a 0, and I say 7.
There's no 7s in any of these games.
Yes. Flowers to throw. Oh, quick pass up towards the 50, and these receivers have got to help him out as Jimmy Wentz, his intended target. Tight coverage, Gerald, but he's got to catch that. 3rd and 9.
Yeah, look. I get that he's got to bring it down, man. But like this Albuquerque secondary is full of some hard hitting DBs. So when they put it out there like that, man, it's asking a lot. Especially if it's a contested catch.
Flowers rolls out left, throws up top, and that one is nearly intercepted. Trying to get that one to Alexander West, but well defended by Maxwell Quimby. Gerald, I'm actually surprised he was not able to haul that one in. It was right to him.
Yeah, it sure was. And look, and with the defender missing it, if Alexander West would have stayed on his feet, I really do think he would have had a very good chance of grabbing that ball and probably taking it to the end zone. But he fell down trying to grab it and didn't have much of a chance to grab it on the deflection.
Ron Henderson punts that one away to Albuquerque. It's returned to the 37-yard line, and after an 11-play 80-yard drive over in Nashville, the San Jose Flight scored themselves a touchdown. They're now out in front 7-3 over the hometown Tempo. So see, you don't need to listen to the other game. You don't even need to watch the other game. I'll just let you know what's going on in both.
Yeah, why not? If you're listening to this one, you can get updates from the other one.
Morrison learning that maybe it's not quite so easy to run here in the minor league, as I'd love to see like a stat showing his last 5 carries. He's had a 1 yard gain, I think, total.
And you know who it's been? It's actually been Logan Thompson and Kev Say Jr. that's been blasting him right at the line.
3 receiver set. They're going to go down to Morrison again. And right there at the line again. Yeah. And there he is, right on cue. Kev Say Jr. getting the tackle.
Yeah, he's having really, really good play recognition right now from the strong safety position, being able to recognize what's coming. And here's like the 3rd straight play. We still have Jacob Morrison back there, but I think they're going to pass it here.
They're down in 8. Dots rolls out down to the bottom, throws down to the bottom, connects down at the bottom, and gets another first down. Sakasi in the chat says, there's your 7. See, I was just ahead of my time is all it was when I said the score was 7 to something when there was no 7s. Now there's a 7. 7-3 San Jose out in front of Nashville. Nashville on a drive right now, just like Albuquerque.
Yeah, look, and Albuquerque, and you know what's between Albuquerque's wide receivers and Lexington wide receivers is Albuquerque is getting separation, and the receivers are having a better chance of haul the balls in.
Yeah, also the shade of green is different between the 2 sets of receivers.
What?
Well, you said Nashville's receivers.
Did I say Nashville?
I think so.
I thought I said Albuquerque.
Listen,
that's
I
cool.
may have had another stroke. I'm not exactly sure.
I don't know. Maybe I said Nashville.
Nobody knows. Well, somebody does. Somebody will correct us.
You're talking about too many games at once. I get.
Yeah, I don't know what are we trying to do here?
That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah. I try to please everyone. Morrison trying to please the Albuquerque fans by getting some yards. Picks up 7. Setting them up with a manageable 3rd down and 3.
Like some of his runs, Jacob Morrison's runs, he just makes it look real easy to do. And we know that. Look at his average. It's 2.3 yards. When last time we've seen something like that? But the yards that he's getting, it's actually, seeming like when he does make these runs, it just seems easier for him than most.
Dots completes the pass and picks up the 1st down. So he's able to get it out to big number 86 and get the yardage that he needs. Keeps the drive alive at about the Lexington 30.
Yeah, see what I'm
one of
talking
them teams.
Yep.
Don't worry about it.
They're neighboring states.
Yeah, are they? Man, you in the geography tonight. Yeah. Morrison breaking tackles, getting back to what he does best, not getting tackled at the line. 2nd down and 2 for the Adams.
It's seemingly right now the Miner defense does not have an answer for anything that Albuquerque is throwing at them right now, right? They're running nearly at will, and when they start to, key on their run and stop a running back like Morrison from gaining chunks of yards, they end up throwing and getting more yards, and then that's when, Chevy's getting the ball as well. He's getting a nice chunk of yardage as well whenever he's getting the ball as well. So it's like I don't know what the Miners are going to do.
Chevy Monte Carlo gets that one. Can only pick up a yard there. I'm actually surprised they spotted him with anything at all, as Thompson just blasted him right at the line to gain. But Monte Carlo's converted 3rd downs. He's converted 4th downs. He's definitely getting it done for Albuquerque. Looks like he got Morrison in the backfield right now, though, on this 3rd down, and he picks it up, gets just inside the 20. And Lexington really having trouble getting off the field on 3rd down. Somebody just said it in the chat. It was CJ Parrish. Said we can't stop a 3rd down. He's just helplessly watching from the sideline, waiting for his offense to get back out there.
Yeah, and it's actually really tough to watch. And you're asking, especially here, because the offensive line of Albuquerque is handling the defensive front from the Miners, and they're not, and these running backs are not getting hit until they get the 2nd and 3rd levels, right? Whenever you have a guy like, Kev Say and Logan Thompson, making a lot of your tackles, that just means, they're actually making good blocks up front.
Dots sends Gregory in motion down to the bottom, now lined up as a receiver. They'll still run the ball. Morrison bottled up at the line. Gains a couple, but brought down on the play by May West, 6'5", 285-pound defensive tackle. West needs to Listen, it's a DT 285. Oh, you gotta,
Bulk up.
yeah, you gotta, like, I don't know, lift some weights, eat some burgers, combination of both.
I think it's more burgers than weights.
Yeah, I like burgers.
Oh,
Oh, look at that pass right there into the end zone. And Albuquerque just running away with this one as Clarence Lee gets the touchdown. And the Adams, an extra point away from hitting 21 already here in the first half.
and you can actually tell where they may have thought the ball was going. They thought it was going a little bit short right there. It seemed like they both were covering the receiver that was a little bit short at number 87 right there. But they threw it deeper to Clarence Lee when it seemed like the defense thought it may have been going to Michael Goodman there, but they threw to Clarence Lee, and he got behind the defense, and now we're looking at this game has gotten away from Lexington.
Extra point is up and good. Lexington's got a tall hill to climb to try to get back into this game now as they are looking a little disenfranchised on the bench, down 21-3. But Gerald, still plenty of football left. Listen, if Albuquerque can score 21 points in a quarter and a half, so can Lexington. There's still 2.5 quarters to go here in this one. So plenty of football left. But Lexington's offense, the time is now. You got to start doing something on offense. We've seen Ethan Flowers throw incompletion after incompletion, and even worse, some near interceptions. Knock on wood. Don't blame me if it happens on this drive, but he hasn't thrown a pick yet, but he's come really close. He's got to take good care of that football or it's going to get turned over.
Right, and it just hasn't looked good on the last two drives. That, you know, the opening drive of the game looked really good. They come up with 3 points, but the last two drives were just has left a lot to be desired at all. It's almost like they're still are trying to find find what you actually did on the very first drive.
Yeah, they were moving the ball really well. Flowers throws over the middle, and again, another incompletion. I hope we get an updated look at Flowers' stat line. 2nd down and 10. Meanwhile, in Nashville, the Flight, their drive stalled out just all the way down near the goal line. They do get the field goal, and now out in front 10-3 over the Tempo. That game a little bit closer than this one. That game also about midway through the second. It's still early in the second quarter. 2nd down and 10. Flowers going to stick to the air. And that pass batted right down. The Albuquerque defense all over it. Sonny Sky this time jumps in front of the ball. 3rd down and 10, and at risk for another quick 3 and out if they can't convert here.
Yeah, and Lexington, you know, the Miners have found themselves in a huge hole right now, you know, in this first half, and this 3rd down could be an interesting. It could be a time for them to, you know, utilize their pickaxe and their hammers and start chipping away at this hole that they're in and get themselves out of it.
Flowers, as time rolls up top, throws across the middle, connects, and finds all sorts of yards after the catch. This time as Alexander West gets the completion and tons of yak.
Somebody got the hammer, somebody got the pickaxe, and they starting to climb out of this hole and getting themselves in a situation right there. And that's what it takes, a play like that, to get themselves out and to get themselves in really, really good field position here and probably close to field goal range that they can actually start closing this thing down. I mean, I don't see, unless something catastrophic happens, they're in a very, very good position to put some points up. A touchdown, I know, by the team would be preferred. But, I mean, even a field goal cuts it down to 2 scores.
Going back down to Deion James. He's able to pick up 3 yards. 2nd down and 7. Yeah, any points would help. But, yeah, touchdown kind of gets them back into this one. Is, you know, 21-3. And you look at the scoreboard, and it's just, you can even see it in the chat. This is, you know, some people that having a hard time stomaching this one right now as they just look so far down. But you get that touchdown and suddenly both teams got double-digit points, and it just makes it feel a whole lot different. But they're down in 6. They got to convert this,
and it kind of changes the flow of the game, right? And how and how it's going to go. So look, and it starts with them just trying to put more points on the board and trying to get their offense back rolling.
Flowers has time over the middle, wide open and complete to John Olette. 1st down and goal for the Miners.
They're the smallest guy on the field at 5'10", 210, coming across the middle. That's almost like a Wes Welker type move there. Send a little guy over the middle. He'll catch it, right? Pull it in and haul it in, and they got themselves looking really, really good at 1st and goal right now.
High formation, Deion James in the backfield. James takes the carry, has some blocks set up, tries to get around to the left-hand side. Tackled at the 5, 2nd and goal.
And this is where Albuquerque has excelled, right? Their defense, right? As teams get close to the end zone, their defense tightens up and they get a little bit stingy. And that forced a lot of teams to settle for field goals when they get inside the red zone, and especially inside the 10.
High formation on 2nd and goal. Adams stacking the box. Run goes absolutely nowhere. 3rd down and goal on the other side of the 2-minute warnings. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. All Albuquerque in this one, but Lexington knocking on the door. From Jornada del Muerto Stadium here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Three receiver set, crowd on their feet. Flowers to throw. Adams dropping to coverage. Towards the end zone, and it's picked off. Running it back the other way is the big linebacker. Can they catch him? Can they get the tackle all the way down to the 30? I don't think they're going to get there. Then they do. CJ Parrish with the touchdown saving tackle, but the pick absolutely devastating. Gerald, it takes the points off the equation here. They can't score them now, and Albuquerque just like that in scoring range.
And Sunny Sky, look,
yeah.
she comes through and picks it off right there, just when it looks like Lexington would have got themselves back in the game, and she ran out of gas as she got right inside of the red zone, opponent's red zone, but she was looking for that pick six that seemingly put the game away. What a turn of events right here. Just it wasn't a very good read by Ethan Flowers at all, and he threw a pick. Sunny Sky was right there, and she grabbed it and put her team in a position to score another touchdown before half.
Yeah. Jacob Morrison trying to capitalize off of that. He'll pick up 6, gets it all the way right down to the 10-yard line.
And it's like it's Albuquerque has, seemingly been so dominant in the second half of the season, right? It seemed like they playing really good defense, and they also have, like the offensive weapons to go along with it. And this, I'll say, secret weapon, especially in the second half, seemingly has been Jacob Morrison. Look at Chevy.
Yeah, Chevy Monte Carlo picking up a 1st and goal down to the 4-yard line. Timeout called.
And I don't know as Albuquerque if you would even take that time out.
Yeah, I honestly wasn't sure which team took it. It was was that Albuquerque? I would have thought maybe Lexington trying to save some time to see if they get something done. But listen, I don't know. Now Dots to throw into the end zone. That one's nearly picked off. That would have been ironic as could be. 2nd and goal. Iggy Turner has got to make that catch, right? Yeah,
the linebacker, you 6'4", 245. Those are the opportunities you cannot miss, especially in a semifinal game like this when you're down 18 points.
Yeah, the offense isn't clicking yet. The defense has to get the momentum changed over for them. They need a big play here, especially with Dots continuing to throw. Quick pass, end zone. That one's caught. Touchdown, Albuquerque. Gregory once again, so far the MVP of this ball game. As we get the most beautiful shot there is in the Simulation Football League, the Dagstrom Works play.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody shoot that thing out of the sky.
Now stop it. That's just that's a violation of federal law. I don't appreciate that sort of commentary.
But Tyler Gregory with his 2nd touchdown catch of this game, and I think this game's out of hand. Lexington has got their work cut out for them. Look, they got a minute and 2 seconds to try and get something on the board, but I think that interception right there was somewhat demoralizing, and I know there's a lot of fans and maybe some in the chat are just saying, hey, look, it's over at this point, because if their defense cannot stop Albuquerque from scoring any points. They have no chance at all of winning this game.
No, not unless they come out here in the second half and just totally flip the script. And they put up 28 points and hold Albuquerque to 3. But so far in this one, it's been all Albuquerque.
It almost seems like, I mean, think about it. In their pro counterparts, right? They got Gabriel Money Manning, and maybe you just somehow sneak him out there and see if you can.
They've got the same uniform,
so
just
like sneak him out there and see if you can kind of make something happen. But I mean, I'm really saying, like, hey, right here at this stage in this game, the way the game has gone in this first half, it doesn't seem like Lexington has what they need to make a comeback. But look, there's still another half left.
Flowers going to be forced to throw here a lot now in the remainder of this ball game, quite frankly, as CJ Parrish gets a catch, gets the first down, and first timeout called by Lexington. Meanwhile, in Nashville, San Jose extending their lead as they just punched it into the end zone for another touchdown. Extra point away from being up 17-3, about 3 minutes to go in the first half of that one. You just saw Flowers' updated stat line, Gerald, 5 of 15. That's the problem.
And it's definitely not very good, and with a pick. So, and this is only the third time they've gotten down in Albuquerque territory all game.
Oh, nearly intercepted again. Seth Berlin jumping in front of that one.
Yeah, they have to make better decisions. From the quarterback position right there, and not throw. That was a tough throw anyway. You had a defender high on you, and you had some defenders low right there. You would have had to throw a perfect ball and drop it right in the bucket, as they say. But it was not even close to doing that.
High formation now on 2nd down and 10. Final minute of the first half. Ticks away. Flowers up top into double coverage zone. Tipped, and Maxwell Quimby he had a gift right there in front of him. Did not secure it.
Man, they're in a position, and they could even run it here. They still have plenty of timeouts, and they can get themselves. They could have ran the ball a little bit, right? Maybe try and take Albuquerque by surprise by running a ball on it, either first and second down right there once they got in a position. But they're going to have to, challenge their receivers to, hey, look, make some moves, get yourself open.
Flowers throws. That one's complete. Wow, nice catch. That was something that they needed. Alexander West kind of catching that back shoulder throw.
And it wasn't the best thrown ball either. But he was able to grab it and kind of pull it down and get themselves in a situation where I said it like last time. I mean, it was seeming like they was going to come up with some sort of a points, and they come up with nothing due to the pick. But they might better make something happen here.
Flowers into triple coverage.
That was not a good choice.
2nd down and 10.
And it's really quick, right? It's really quick passes, just like he's not making enough reads, to try and find the open wide receiver there. He's just making one read and he's throwing. He's got to look like another one.
Oh, nice completion there. They needed that as they burned that final timeout. So they're gonna need to be careful with that clock for the rest of this drive, Gerald, and be careful with the football. Again, they got down this far on their last possession and then turned that one over, threw the pick in the end zone. It was a yard deep into the end zone when that one was taken away, and quite a return by Sunny Sky. See what they're able to do here from the 15-yard line. About 30 seconds left on the clock. Olette moves down into the slot on the bottom. They throw to the top. Oh, so close. Oh, man, I thought he had that, Gerald. Jimmy Wint, if he had caught it, I think he could have reached across the goal line, but falls to the turf. 2nd and 10.
Wint let his team down right there because he had it. He just took a very, very big hit. And we've seen that all game, right? They've actually had balls touch their hands, and I just seemingly, should have caught, but the defenders are laying such huge hits on them. It actually jarred. It's been jarring the ball loose.
26 seconds. Flowers, quick pass, bottom, completes to Parrish. They're going to have to get back to the line in a hurry. Can't really spike this one. 3rd down and 2.
There's man coverage here.
Looking end zone, fire short of the end zone, and they got to really hurry back to the line.
Oh, what are they doing?
They're not going to have time to get the unit out there.
Hurry up!
Yeah, they should have gone into the hurry up.
Why are we celebrating? You're losing.
Yeah, they're not going to get anything out of that one, Gerald. Terrible end to the first half as they couldn't get the field goal unit out on the field in time, and they come away with no points. So all Albuquerque in the first half of action here, Gerald, 28-3. And yeah, that was one where they just needed to take a shot either at the end zone or throw it clean out of the back of the end zone to stop that clock. That was a very poor decision to throw it inbounds. Yeah,
and throw it inbounds, and then right afterwards, right, like you actually get yourself in a situation where, like you're hopping up, and maybe they didn't really see how much time they had on the clock. Thought they had more. You could have just kind of went up there and quick snapped it and tried to get Ethan Flowers, a quarterback sneak right there from the 2-yard line, but. Look, they've shown, if that shows anything, it shows that the Miners can't actually move the ball down the field. They just have these mistakes. That was a time management mistake. And then, before they had a situation where they threw a pick, so they can move the ball. But if they cannot stop Albuquerque from scoring points, no matter how well they do in the second half, they are not going to win this game. So the defense has to step up.
Dots 8 of 13. Over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns in the first half of action alone. He is your halftime player of the game. We'll get the third quarter started. I am Mike Daggs. He is Gerald Smith. And just to add insult to injury, Gerald, they had those 2 drives. Their last 2 drives, they got, as you said, all the way down to the goal line. They throw an interception in the end zone on one. Not only is it interception in the end zone, it's an interception that was returned back to their 15-yard line and just set Albuquerque up for that 4th touchdown of the ball game. So not only that, but then they have the next drive where they come away with no points, and it heads to the half, and they don't even get the ball back. Albuquerque starting with the ball here in the third quarter.
And just when you thought, too, because they were like, they had time on their side when they were drive down scoring and everything else, and you think at that point they had a little bit of time left. Albuquerque had Lexington scored on the drive where they threw the pick. Albuquerque likely probably wouldn't have tried to stretch the field. They would have just probably used some clock and everything else, but it completely changed the course of how that half ended.
100%.
And now we're looking at it. Look, they could have had, just think at it on the surface, roughly 9 points going in at worst. If they'd got some points on the board, but they didn't get anything.
They didn't. And you can't help but think, what if, right? I mean, what if they had gotten a touchdown on that first possession instead of a field goal? At least they have 7 on the board. What if they hadn't thrown that interception, which was returned and set them up for an easy touchdown? That was a 14-point swing. Instead of them getting 7, Albuquerque was able to get 7. It wasn't a pick 6, but it may as well have been. Big third down here. Can the defense get off the field? They can't. Not only that, but he breaks a tackle and gets a couple more yards on the play, Clarence Lee. So, it's tough because this game could very easily be 21-14 if not for that pick and if they were able to capitalize on that first drive. But just a couple little different things happen, and instead 28 threes. We see Dot's updated stats: 128 yards, 3 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Nashville getting back into their game a little bit. They cut into San Jose's lead 17-10 as we see another run by Morrison. Why don't we get an update from Nashville? Send it to Cameron Irvine at SFL Studios.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. This is how they did it. Nashville down by 14. They are the favorite. They are the number 1 seed, but San Jose, one of the hottest teams in SFLm, is pushing the tempo. Could it be the Flight and Adams in the championship game? That's what it's looking like now. Back to you.
I don't know about you, Gerald, but I liked the flight of that blimp in the game break. Why you gotta shake your head at me? You're just like, you are so dumb.
A shameless plug for Dag Stroman.
What do you mean drags? There's no R's in my name. What's wrong with me? I didn't even say it was mine. I just really like blimps.
Yeah. It's an airship.
It's a blimp.
It's an airship.
Dots. Over the middle. That one's incomplete. And Lexington's defense does what they need to do But you know what else they need to do, Gerald? They, like I said, they got to make some big plays. They really needed to make a big play on Albuquerque's last scoring drive and get a turnover, preferably for them a pick six. Listen, the offense isn't scoring points. The defense has to do it. Sometimes you need the other phases of the game, your defense, your special teams, to make some big plays. They at least got the stop. Now let's see what the offense can do.
Look, and if those special teams, there's a flag. What's up with this? Sometimes there's a holding that's pushing even further back.
I'm gonna guess block in the back.
Personal foul. Wow.
Yep.
It's at the distance. They'll just put him around the 10.
Yeah, clipping call, puts him back. Oh, look at you go. At the 10.
I can only see where the ball was originally spotted. It's 15. Go back. You half the distance. You know.
Man, you're just so good with the math. As long as it's 10 or less. Yeah, I saw you counting over there.
Yep.
You got your shoes on, so you can't count to 20.
No, it's just good. I got sausage link fingers. They tell me so.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, nothing wrong with the little stubby fingers.
Yeah, well, it's not until people point it out.
Yeah, I listen. I wasn't gonna say anything until you mentioned it.
Well, I looked at him. I'm like, that's all I see.
Yeah, it's just like Vienna sausages right out of the can, just stuck to your hand.
That's exactly what it looks like. I'm like, once you point it out, you see it, and you're like,
it's like, oh,
dang,
oh, look at that.
They're right.
Yeah, they do look like little sausages.
Yep. So watch, somebody's gonna bring me a can of Vienna sausage at the convention.
I'll buy you one. We'll go get one after.
I don't even like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Like that.
Yeah, it's just mean. 2nd down and 6. James picking up 4 on that one. Now going down to 21, picks up another couple of yards, 4 yards actually. 3rd down and 2. And you know, listen, even though they're down by 25 points, I like to see that they're at least sticking to the game plan right now, going to the running game. I mean, it was getting difficult to watch Flowers throw incompletion after incompletion. See what they do on 3rd and 2. They do stick to the run. Oh, James bottled up behind the line, though. Yeah, Sunny Sky having quite a night. She's like, no, you're done. 4th down, another quick 3 and out.
She shut down that drive when it was approaching the end zone a few drives ago with the pick, and she shut this drive down too right here. Just, forcing them to 3 and out.
You are watching the Simulation Football minor league action here on the Virtual Football Network, the official network of the SFLm, the SFL, UFL, and so much more coming soon. The Virtual Football Network, where all the best virtual football lives. Gerald, what else could be coming soon to Virtual Football Network?
I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything what might be coming, but it's something I would really like to see.
Okay, well, what would you like to see on the Virtual Football Network?
I would like to see some competitive Tecmo Super Bowl on the Virtual Football Network. It's an entertaining thing for me, right? I know, like we've had this change to the Virtual Football Network. It's been really entertaining for me. Not only does it offer now like the UFL that's coming, the SFL, the SFLm, but now we actually have other digital football on there as well.
Yeah, some college football action.
25. It's really entertaining for those who actually stream on there. Listen to them playing their commentary. It's another form of entertainment that I enjoy.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, the rebrand from just being the Simulationfl channel, right, to the Virtual Football Network, allowing this channel to showcase more virtual football than just the one product. That's what I love, because eventually you can get it to the point where you can tune it at any point and there's always something on. That's what I'm looking forward to, and just being able to click into it, whether it's here or even on another platform. The possibilities are wide open, and that's the exciting.
It's a weird. It's like a weird guilty pleasure of mine. Like, I go sit back in bed, I want to say, hey, look, what's on the Virtual Football? What's new on the Virtual Football Network? And I go in there and I look at it, I'm like, oh, somebody streamed themselves. Doing NCAA 25. It's a great thing. I want to see more of it.
I know you're a Tecmo nerd too. If there was Tecmo on there, you'd be like, I really should go to bed, but I'm not gonna.
It's so addicting, and it's like 15-minute snippets of games. It's real quick. It's fun.
That's a great part.
And believe it or not, it's really highly competitive if you really get in that stuff. So.
Oh yeah, you've told me all about your travel leagues that you were part of.
Probably going to Connecticut.
Yeah.
This year. Yeah.
Nice. At least it'd be a closer drive for you.
Very much.
Back down by the bayou there. Morrison picking up a few. Albuquerque just picking up right where they left off, Gerald. They're just plugging right away.
Yeah, so like Lexington has only stopped him one time, and that was on the previous drive where the defense gave the offense a chance to put themselves back in the game. And I think had they done something with that last drive, made them motivated the defense to say, hey, look, man, at this point, the defense has been on the field quite often. I mean, they got to be getting tired at this point.
And Monte Carlo tackled after a 1-yard pickup, 3rd down and 5.
And look, and we may see, pending the outcome of the other game right here, because it very much looks like Albuquerque has this game in control. It wasn't that long ago when you and I called the very last game of the SFL season between the Adams and the San Jose Flight, who were competing for that number 2 seed.
Yeah.
And the loser went to the 5th seed. And now you can see right here, you see the San Jose Flight on the opposite game of us is playing for a chance in the championship game. We're actually leading at the moment.
Yeah, could get a rematch in that one. We're gonna have to punt, Gerald. This is the problem with not finding yourself a talented kicker all the way down at the 26-yard line, and they're punting that one away. Nice punt, bounces down to the wow.
Are you kidding me? At the one?
Yeah, if anything could go right for Lexington, it'd be nice. Listen, I'm not rooting for one team or the other. I am rooting for my boy Morrison. But other than that, I'm not rooting for any one team. But come on, man.
Yeah, it's like
the one.
It's like pushing someone down and spitting in their eyeball.
Yeah, that's oddly specific, but yeah, that's what it's like. Deion James, can he get out of his own end zone? Somehow from the 1-yard line, he gets tackled for a 1-yard loss, but it's not a safety. 2nd and 11.
I don't know where they spot it. I guess it's a half yard. Like you know what I would like to see? I want to see fractional yards put up there. It's 2nd and 10.5.
It is. Yeah. Getting to some oddly.
Spring it back.
Just bring up like fractions. It's 2nd and 5/16. Nice pickup there to get them out of the shadow of their own end zone. 3rd down and 4. But once again, at risk of another quick 3 and out.
Yeah, but it's what do you do here at this point? I mean, do you risk it and put the ball in the air? Do you run it here?
You got to pass. I don't know. They're going to run.
Oh man,
bottled up behind the line. 3 and out. Dylan Bamsler with the tackle. Tackle for a loss, no less.
He had no room to do anything right there, and you're at your own 7. Obviously, you got a punt, but it's like, what if it sails over his head?
Ron Henderson standing back on the paint of the back of the end zone.
That didn't go nowhere hardly.
It's decent. Went over 50 yards. It's still a nice return when you're kicking out of the back of your own end zone. It goes it up to the Lexington 42.
You gotta have some wind-assisted kicks there.
Maybe doing.
I don't know, man. They got. I mean, Henderson's. He's a contracted player. I mean, you don't have a player like that on your squad. I mean, they're paying him to be out there and make those kicks to try and flip the field, and man, it's just tough. Not the game we expected either.
Morrison back out onto the field on offense, rolls his way up to an 8-yard gain. So you might be heading down to Connecticut. You're going to be doing quite a bit of traveling, Gerald, because you're going to be going down to Baltimore, Maryland as well. SFL Convention's headed to Baltimore for their 2025 convention. It'll kick off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th to the 14th, 2025, no less. You can join the SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor, revel in the league's first convention, conveniently located on the East Coast. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. Looking forward to that.
It's going to be fun times.
You going to be part of the basketball tournament?
No.
You're vertically challenged.
I'm vertically challenged. I'm not quite. I think I'm athletic, but once I got run over by Cameron Irvine at a flag football, I'm like,
it takes the fun out of it.
This dude is no longer athletic. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, he's like, when he says he wants it to hurt, he means like in every way you can imagine.
Dude, like
SFL, real life.
Look,
he just wants you to be in pain.
And the thing about it is, like, if you look at Cameron Irvine, he's a very pretty man.
Beautiful.
And given his profession, you wouldn't think he'd be athletic as he is.
Right.
And he is intense. That's a very intense individual. I feel like if I'm playing basketball against Kevin Irvine, he'd be the guy that's going to swat my layup and stand over and be like, get that crap out of here.
Sweep your legs out from under you.
And then I would probably cry.
Yeah, I'd be there for you.
I'd still be crying.
Probably laugh at you, though.
Yeah.
Like throw Vienna sausage. Just have more fingers, stubby.
Yeah, that's why you can't shoot jump shots good.
Yeah. Tape these onto the ends.
Kane would probably say that. Get that out of here with your Vienna sausage fingers, kid.
So mean. Oh, first down and 10 for the Adams. Final seconds of the third quarter ticking away. Albuquerque out in front. Lexington's defense able to hold Albuquerque off the board here in the third quarter, but still 28-13. 3 quarters in the books. 10 minutes remains to see who will go to the championship game. All signs point towards Albuquerque right now. You're watching the Simulation Football Minor League Semifinals on the Virtual Football Network. I am Mike Daggs. He is Gerald Smith. Final quarter underway. Albuquerque looking like they can punch their ticket. Wow. Baron Wentz says, oh, yeah, let me just body slam Morrison.
Dude, he really did. I think he needed to check his tailbone or something. He just got slammed to the turf.
Yeah. Please don't break him. I mean, I am planning on using him in a couple weeks as season 24 gets kicked off here January 3rd. Scheduled release show earlier tonight for those that missed it. Oh, yeah. Kind of out of touch you are, you.
That snuck up on me.
Yeah, you let the two-legged green horse run out to pasture, and you're just like, I'm not going to pay any attention.
Where I was like, at one point, I'm like, I'm free.
Yeah.
But then now that you told me that, and you're like, no, you're not.
Yeah, you ain't free. We got a show coming up in just a couple weeks. Get ready.
Dude, we got stuff to talk about. People.
Dots, throws,
end
zone.
what a catch.
Gregory, touchdown, Albuquerque. Listen, 9 minutes left. Albuquerque is going to the championship.
I would say that as well when you throw it to Tyler Gregory. Look, and they have had huge success throwing it. Look, he just took it right out of his hand right there. This is the second game I believe we called where Tyler Gregory has had a 3-touchdown game. Look, and he's found him a spot in the majors as well. He's going to be a huge contributor to a pro team, and he's proven his worth right here. And he might start out with his new team being a champion if they keep playing like this going into next week.
Yeah. I mean, they look darn near unstoppable. Meanwhile, over in Nashville, tie ball game, 17 apiece, as Nashville finally gets another touchdown on the board. Extra point gets that one tied up. So still anyone's ball game. Nashville and San Jose is their running game's looking impressive too. Would not feel bad if you tuned onto this one and tuned into that one, as that game's just a smidgen more competitive than this one. But hey, since you're still here, I'm going to talk about something else real quick. You talked about Tyler Gregory being able to make an impact for his new team. You know who else is going to be able to? The 41 rookies that are eligible for the rookie draft, and that's going to take place this Sunday. Gerald, the Stars align on Sunday night as the season 24 rookie draft, with the first round starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on the Virtual Football Network. Who will go number one? I have no idea. Which dramatic trade will change the direction of a franchise? I don't know that either. But all the drama will play out Sunday night right here on VFN, and we'll see how it all comes together.
I was so close to throwing my name in the hat for being a draft analyst, and I think it'll be something fun to do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would you chicken out? You afraid of being on the microphone? I mean, I know you're shy.
No, not at all. I all the TV time I can get, I'll use it.
I know.
But oh my God, what happened? He just trucked the guy. Where was that all game?
He saved it for
now.
That
was an anger run.
Yeah, well, he's got things to be angry about.
Watch this here. Oh, right there.
He's seen quite enough of Sunny Sky.
Sunny Sky.
Like, you've had a good night. Watch this. Boom.
You're going to the championship. You're taking an L on this one, chick. And shoulder checked her into the turf. Wow. Yeah, man, I don't know. Like I've always thought it was something I might be able to do, right? For the draft, but then I was always invested in the draft. So, now kind of being unbiased toward, some, squads and everything else. I think I might be able to take a better look at, like analyzing the prospects and stuff like that, right? But I'm a rabbit hole type of guy. So when I take it, I'd go way too far in.
Yeah.
I'd need, 50,000 slides for everything I want. Everything I want to talk about. No one's going to be able to say anything on the show because, like, Joe, just shut the hell up and let me talk.
Yeah, I'd be, like, server muting you, like, repeatedly.
Yeah.
Like, now you're done. Oh, look, looks like we lost Gerald Smith, so let's go to anyone else for some commentary. Before you do tune out of this game and tune into the other one, which I think several people have done, it's 50 watching that one, 30 watching ours. The 30 people watching ours, appreciate you. But how many likes do we have so far on this video?
Ooh, what a catch.
That was a nice catch. First down and 10 inside the red zone. It's not enough. Before you go, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel already. If you haven't already, one of those. Make sure you've got your notifications on so you don't miss a minute of SFL, SFLm, or UFL action, or maybe some Tecmo action, NCAA action. Hey, listen, don't miss any of the VFN action. Help the channel grow through your support. We'd appreciate it. First and 10 from the 18. Lexington still playing to try to get some points here. More than likely, too little, too late, but it would be nice to see them get a touchdown on the board before this one is done.
Yeah, they're playing for pride, right? Look, and they are showing that they don't have any quit in them, right? Because I mean, they're out there, they're actually, smashing pads with the opponent. I mean, and they are a good squad. Wow. Like how
Wes just missed it. I mentioned that earlier, Gerald. His receivers have got to help him out.
That was a touchdown.
Yep.
And that was a gift as well. You were left on the corner wide open, and somehow Alexander West tried to pirouette himself into a touchdown catch and completely missed it.
Jimmy went, he had an opportunity on one of the previous drives as well, caught it and would have had the touchdown. He secured it.
Oh, look at this.
That one's caught, but that one was caught by Maxwell Quimby as Flowers throws his second interception of the game. And that's the game here, man.
And it wasn't even the right read. Look, and I can't blame Flowers because they should have been off the field on that previous play.
Yeah.
Should have been a touchdown right there. Very misplayed by the wide receiver there, and it just sums up their game. They just struggled on all fronts, and credit to Albuquerque for playing really, really good defense and forcing Lexington in very, very bad situations.
Yeah. Third time in the red zone that they come away with 0 points, twice from interceptions and once from clock management, quite frankly. Is Albuquerque just going to be looking to try to run the clock out now? Do they have a 6.5 minute drive in them? Honestly, I think they probably could do it. Your time is now to get your voice on the call. We're looking for passionate SFL participants to join our broadcast team for the SFL Season 24. Please visit simfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved and be one of the biggest difference makers in the future of SFL action by joining that broadcast team. Or you can just send a DM to myself, Mike Daggs, or the Mr. Chris Curtis, and we can help get you started.
One of my favorite broadcasters. The rumor is he's going to make a few calls this upcoming season here. He's actually calling one on the other, right opposite of us.
Yeah, the one that significantly more people are listening to right now. Look at Jacob go. What a run. I just wanted to let that one play out, Gerald.
Yeah, and you did. And I didn't want to say nothing when you called him on his first name basis. I'm like, yep, it's a personal call here. And just letting him run. Look, and he almost reaches his average rate here. Yeah. Now he's at 131, and he has 133 average on the season per game. And he's just borderline unstoppable. Look, and just to kind of put Lexington's offense into perspective as well, they were in the red zone 3 times and came up with 0 points. So it's really really tough, sledding for them as well. It's just, oh man.
Halfway through quarter number 4, Albuquerque just wrapping this one up.
Oh, look at this! Where was this?
Yeah, they needed that much sooner. They got that turnover. Couldn't return it for a whole lot of yards, but they.
Who's that guy? He has hands. They need more of him.
Yeah. Sign that man to a contract.
Burns
just burned him.
Somebody's gonna say, "Yep, it's one good thing that happened this game. Name my kid Burns."
Nashville climbing back into it. They just took the lead, getting a touchdown early on in the fourth quarter, 24-17, as CJ Parrish gets a nice catch. And don't look now, Gerald. Lexington's come to life.
Yeah, I think they might better do it.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Nope.
Well, it was worth a shot. SFLm Season 9 postseason concludes Wednesday, December 18th, just 5 days from now, 9 p.m. Eastern, with the SFLm Championship game. You can see the stars of tomorrow fight for a title on the Virtual Football Network in just 5 days.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Like, I'd sit there, watch you do that read, and actually, look at you say the 18th, and you look at your watch.
Yeah.
So, and then apparently you did quick math in your head, and you're like, yeah, that's 5 days.
That's right.
It's if you didn't know today was Friday the 13th.
I kind of forgot.
I didn't know until somebody pointed out about 4 o'clock to me today.
Well, yeah, and then you were asking me earlier, is 13 lucky or unlucky? How did you not? It's unlucky.
Well, they say it's lucky number 13.
Sarcastically, they say it.
Yeah, is it though?
Yeah, 100%.
I thought they were legit.
That's common knowledge.
Does that make me naive or gullible, or which one is it?
No, I don't know.
Uninformed?
Too much of that bayou air or something.
It's a bayou water, swamp water in my veins.
Swamp water, yeah, swamp. Oh, look at that nice one-handed catch. Great catch by Parrish there. If Nashville goes on to win their contest that they're currently leading, it'll be Albuquerque at Nashville. If San Jose wins, then the championship game will be right here in Albuquerque, with the San Jose flight visiting the Adams.
Whoa, Quimby again?
Yep.
Tipped it to himself.
So that's well, I mean, I don't know if we can count that.
No, we're
as a
counting
red zone
it.
trip.
Yes, we are, because they're on the fringe.
All right.
It's mingling in with the other thing.
4 red zones mingling. If you take the average of the line of scrimmage and the line to gain, boom, there's a guy. Now I'm just jumping into a Madden for some reason.
It's mingling with the thing, so it puts them in the red zone.
Yeah, it's mingling with the thing. So that's some definite like Madden level commentary right there. All right, so you see, when the line of scrimmage is mingling with the thing, you got to boom. It's a red zone. Once again, incomplete. It's 0 for 4. And Jacob Morrison. There's a guy that knows how to run the ball. Thanks, John. Hey, Pat Summerall just came into the booth.
Wow.
To the 20, to the 30, touchdown. No, but I don't even know what I'm saying.
He called so slow.
Summerall? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like it would be commercial break. He's still calling a touchdown run.
Look at this.
26 carries for Morrison tonight, 137 yards. I'll stop.
Yeah, but and you know the thing about I think he's the X factor, and the thing like once they
Pat
get
Summerall?
that, no, not Pat Summerall.
Oh,
he's got X's on his
Jacob
eyes
Morrison.
now.
Wow. Poor Pat. There's a guy that's not with us anymore.
Is that too soon? No,
I don't think so.
I think he's
been a little bit.
A little bit.
It's been at least a week.
But dude, it just shows like how much of an X factor Jacob Morrison is. And then when you had that run game that Albuquerque has utilizing him with the yards he's able to get per game, and then you couple that in with a top tier tight end, here in the minor leagues, and Tyler Gregory finding himself open when they're throwing the ball out of passing formations. It's just been a thing of success for them.
Morrison still carrying that ball. Can't quite get that first down. Heck, if I was them at this point, I just I just go for it and let this game just be done. But they'll punt this one away, give Lexington one final shot on offense.
Speaking of that, like, at what point do you say, hey, like, you know, some people in professional sports, they're like, yeah, you don't need to rub it in. The opponent goes in. He's talking about all this respect stuff. No, man, they going for it. That's what I like. Yep. They about to disrespect Lexington right here, and I'm all about it.
Yeah. It's I don't even know if it's a matter of respect. They just want to be done. I mean,
it's going to Chevy right here.
Yep. Or it's going to Chevy. Gets the first down. That's more than likely the game. We'll see if Lexington even bothers calling their timeouts here on the other side. There's a little injury there as Thompson goes down.
He's just tired, man. He's cramping. He's got to be cramping because
it's like I'm out.
You know, and he was one of their most productive defensive players of being on the line. I mean, how many more times he's going to be able to tackle a running back like Jacob Morrison and Chevy Monte Carlo? And
it's what he does. Thompson's actually gotten hurt in every game this season, I think. It's his way.
No, man, that's like Dondas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think he's finished the game yet that we call.
Dondas literally died real early on.
So what you're saying,
he's a zombie now? And he literally had nothing to contribute to that game.
Yeah.
Except giving you very hard words to pronounce.
He did. Yeah, I don't like that. It was making my brain hurt. You know. Listen, I appreciate all of you for still being here for some odd reason. But we got a tie ball game over in Nashville. It is 24-24. San Jose got themselves a touchdown. It's tied back up, and a fumble just happened. Nashville got the ball back. Listen, that's a football game. Please, go over there. Stop listening to us. We have nothing left for you. I have nothing left to give.
I got a lot in the tank, man.
Listen, we got the Wilson SFL kickoff show coming up in just a couple weeks' time. You'll have plenty of time to talk, get the season started. You know, we should petition the league to give us a little bit extra time for our season opening game. We got to break down all sorts of stuff. That's the start of the season.
Yeah, like if I could, look, I think the start of it might be you know, puffing your chest out. We win. We're the best.
I don't do that. Do I?
We cause a team to rethink their status in the league.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's the whole thing. I feel like, you know,
they're gone, man.
If we can get past that, if we can talk about that now, it can be just like.
Listen, I try not to rub it in. That's not really my style. However, I will say this.
Oh, so you're gonna rub it in?
Well, I mean, listen, if the shoe fits, I'm just saying. You know, you have Derek Meerkat in the chat of the schedule release show tonight, you know, and he was trying to throw shade. I don't even remember what team he was throwing shade at, but he goes, you know, it was whoever they were playing last in the regular season when the Minnesota schedule came up. He goes, imagine losing your last game of the season. So, I mean, I couldn't help it. I had to say back in the chat, didn't you guys lose your last game of the season? Oh, knocked him right out of that semifinal.
Sure did.
Too soon? I don't think so.
No.
Not when you ask for it like that.
No. It's everyone loses their last game of the season if you make the playoffs. Everyone loses last except one.
Yeah, I didn't lose the last game. I haven't actually lost in quite a while.
It's kind of crazy because going to the playoffs for you guys, I'm like, I was extremely confident for you guys because I've seen you guys play all season, and I'm like, you guys are one of the best in the league. And I do think that the best two teams made it to the end. And just that day, the better team won, you know, on that championship night. So it was a very, very good thing to see. Happy for you getting that championship better because I know firsthand how much work goes into coaching and how much work you put into coaching as well.
Yeah, and you were right there with me watching that championship game and can see how much I was stressing and how happy I was when it was finally over. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, no, haven't lost in a while. You know who else hasn't lost in a while? Jacob Morrison. Is him and his Albuquerque Adams are heading to the championship game. Listen, we're going to keep our final game recap pretty brief. 35-3, Albuquerque was in control since their first score. Get yourselves over to Nashville. Watch that San Jose and Nashville game, 24-24, 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. That's it from us here in Albuquerque. Your final stats and snapshots coming up on the screen. I'm Mike Dykes. He's Gerald Smith. Gerald, any final thoughts in this one?
No, yeah, I mean, you pretty much said it. Dominant performance by Albuquerque, and look, they're moving on, and I do think they have yet another championship goal going into next week. Add to the collection possibly.
This was the Simulation Football semifinals on the Virtual Football Network. Final score, Albuquerque gets the win, 35-3. For Gerald Smith, Cameron Irvine, Matt Wilson, who's always with me in spirit, I am Mike Daggs. Thanks for joining us. Be kind to one another. Always choose happy. Have yourself a great night. And go enjoy the conclusion of San Jose at Nashville. It's all that we got from Albuquerque. We'll see you next time.